Yo, what's up, y'all? It's from Pro Doors. Today's live stream, we're going to not be playing any games, but instead making something. So as you can see here, saying turn-based RPG test. This is obviously a test. I'm kind of going all out, but yeah. So as it says in the description, I also kind of started. So I've got a bit of this, a bit of that, all of this. I guess we got a few animations, camera manipulations too, turn system, which I still haven't done. I think we'll have to improve on that. Healings, which we'll have to get later. GY, which is just a simple tween, which will like activate whenever, like, I don't know, the player enters in a fight. And the controls, which we still gotta disable, but we'll we'll do that. We'll do that eventually. Um, So now if we go here, see we get TP'd, but there's no camera. So let's try getting some feedback. Camera manipulation. If the cam is not around equals to nil, well then we'll print cam is not nil. Else I'll print cam is nil. This should be pretty simple. Cam is not nil. Okay, so we know that, but we never called the function itself, so let's go, I guess. Cam is not nil. Okay, so we're just never setting it. Okay, cool. So then we'll wanna say workspace.currentCamera.camera type equals to camera type. Let's see. Else, well then we'll do this. Camera is player's camera. Say workspace dot current camera dot camera type. That's the enum dot camera type dot custom. There we go. So that should be it normally. If we go on then, yeah, it does print a lot though. Let's you tag him. Okay, so something is weird. I guess we're not setting it though. That's probably what's happening here. Camera type. Well, I guess I don't need a camera type. We can just go and absolutely shred that. Then I'll delete this because I mean we're never really using here. Enum dot camera type dot scriptable. And that should be it. Now everywhere we have a reference of the camera, so the camera manipulations. We don't need the enum anymore, but we do need the workspace.camera or nothing. So that's it. Now we're good. Alright. So normally we do this. No? Okay. Sounds weird. I guess we're not requiring it from the client because that's probably what's happening here. Yeah, fighting is not from the client, my guy. Logic, yeah. We're never requiring the fighting on the client, are we? I guess then we need 2 copies of it or just one, but like what I mean is camera manipulation is just kind of stupid right now because it's not working. But to the camera.cframe. And I guess we can technically gonna say local camera manipulation equals to require scope.parent dot parent dot camera manipulation. I would say like camera. Oh wait, no, because we technically need to. I mean, the problem with this is that oh right, we do have a few remote events over here, so we can fire the untriggered. Let's do that. So instead of doing the get the camera C frame here, since it's mainly a client thing and right now we're firing on a server, so what we can do is server remote events dot on triggered colon fire client. Problem with this is that yeah, no, we don't have we don't have anything. We don't have a player. So how are we gonna fire the player? Because there's nothing to connect it with. I mean, if we just go into like of class real quick, what does it say to connect? Yeah. Okay, so humanoid dot died. On death. How was I doing it before? Because I do know we had like all of this. Yeah, this is just some stuff. Don't worry. Let's see. How can I fire the remote event to a player without like causing 10 bajillion problems? I mean, technically, if we have all this, I mean, I don't know. That's the problem. I don't really know how we're gonna do this. So I guess technically what we can do is that like I don't know, just do something else. Cause like right now I have no clue. I have no clue what to do. Cause then inside of the server remote stun triggered. Just ignore this massive comment block. We say like server remotes dot on server remote events dot on triggered dot on client event colon connect then to function, which basically would hold in all the values. And while we could do that, I think if we make like some sort of transferring stuff, well, that would be good. On triggered, well, then we'd want to call here camera manipulations dot get to counter C frame. Yeah, should be good normally. But in order to get this, there reach here. In order to get this, yeah, we need to somehow find out how to do this, which triggers the fight somehow again. I mean, that's cool, I guess, but that's not good because trigger fight triggers the fight. Alright. No, that's actually kind of stupid though. I don't know what the fuck I just did right there. Because low key, look at this. We're on the event we connected to trigger fight, and here we connected to oh, no, I'm sorry, I'm just laughing from my own stupidity. It's so stupid. Because this doesn't have the base part, does it? No, that's actually funny though. That's actually really funny. Obviously we want to do all this eventually, but I don't know how I would do this. I mean, depends because right now if we get this guy, we can't set the camera because nothing is happening. So when we get that rig, we need to fire the remote event directly to the client. Oh, I just found it out. Trigger fight, you get that. If the player is here, you pivot to the player C frame. server remote events dot on triggered colon fire client with a player. There you go. That's not that hard. Game.workspace. Oh wait, no. You could also send in the cam. I'm just gonna set the cam to this. There you go. So inside of here, it should technically send a camera another workspace dot fighting camera. The on triggered is sending just a player pretty much, but we don't have that, do we? I'm so sorry, it's so stupid. I guess once we have this, we could technically request it or whatever, but like, I don't know. If we test it right now, will it work? Hey, we have it. There we go. There you go. There you go. Alright, camera's finally working. Now we need to disable controls, which we've already got a module for that. Just gotta connect it up to everything. Because if you see controls right here, in reality there's a built-in module script inside of the player scripts that is the player module, and you can use a function called getControls to have a bunch of controls that get returned to you. And then with all of that, you can just do a bunch of things such as disabling them and re-enabling them, so you know what I mean. So yep. Then to have fighting triggered, I have this, so we don't need anything else. Now, obviously, once we have this, we need to fire to some kind of player, but we don't have a player, so how will I do this? Let's see. So well, if I technically try to get like the on victory remote event to fire to the client, it could then go towards the controls, but that's just on trigger fight. So on triggered, we can fire to the client, and then we go and say, well, controls layer CTRLS, we'll just call it like that, and we'll just create a function, like a function that's gonna be called like what, module colon set controls state or something with a boolean as a parameter, function which says this, then we close it off, and then we want to say like if boolean equals true, then I'm gonna go ahead and say controls colon enable. That's the function that is inside of controls. Because technically, if you go and look, let's just go ahead and take a look. Yes, there's all these errors. But that's whatever. If we go into here and we look up controls, player module, first of all, you're going to see this, the player module. If we go here, you're going to see all of this. And if we go here, player module, control module. Oh, whoa, look at that. And then you have all these things. But if you want to say this, colon enable, active controller colon enable, touch jump controller enable. See? And that's all the results for enabling. And if we go into disable, well, then we call this disable function. If we just go on and give it a look, probably up here, disable is equals to function, it sets the active controller to false, so basically you can't use that. You can't use the jump touch controller. The move function, well, you just cannot let the player move whatsoever. So that's what I mean by disable and enable. So it's gonna leave because those errors don't really seem nice. Now back to fighting. We can require player controls straight through here. So first of all, let's get player. Gain.players.local player, local, oh wait, no. Oh fuck. It's literally a part of control. How am I this stupid? Local player controls, exactly how I named it. Equals to require script.parent.play.controls player controls set controls state, and normally this is going to be set to false. Completely disables everything. Temp index nil with player scripts. Yep, because obviously we are absolutely requiring it with the server side, which is kind of bad because we didn't ask for that. So if we need to require any server side module, I should probably do it on the is client regard. Like that, like GUI. Boom. Yeah, player controls. Comments not nil. We don't need all those prints, but we'll still keep them. And look, oh, never mind. Okay, okay. I guess this is weird. Let's print. All right. Else if boolean equals false, then controls disable. Now eventually we'll want to re-enable them, but this is just. And look, see, we can't move. Like, I'm typing WAS as much as I can, as much as I'm trying right now. Matter of fact, I'm gonna give y'all a here. This is the spacebar. Actually. Inside the GUI script, let's get game.userinputService input begin connect that into a function, and we'll just say like input GP or GamePro. If GamePro, then return end, and we just want to print inputs.keycode. Normally this should absolutely so we have enum.keycode unknown. We click spacebar, not space, and as soon as we touch the rig, I can absolutely spam my every keybind. It will not do anything. So this is literally what it does. Though I mean, a free game still does work, and that's good enough, I guess. But what I'm trying to say here is, yeah, that's not gonna work anytime soon if you're trying to do that. Yeah, basically, there's no shot you're making it out. And every time you move your mouse, that's also somehow so now that I proved that it's not like, oh no, I'm not pressing anything, and just delete all that. Kaboom. And so great, now we have all this. Now how about we actually start making the thing visible to everybody? So on triggered, and set the local player. Oh wait, no, we can do that in the GUI since we're not really using it right now. I guess we can set the function GUI enable button. And I know this is real simple, but oh, there's somebody in the live stream. What's up? What's up? So, I mean, technically it's not this that we want, it's the attack.visible, and that should be it. Now, normally instead of fighting, if we get the player, so obviously we want to say GY colon enable button, and that should be it. Now obviously we need to disable it too, so we'll need another function, sadly. That's a lot of functions, but, or I guess we can set it equals not, I guess that's technically easier because we're gonna have to enable disable each turn. Yes, that's gonna be a little while. So now we do this on triggered, but we shouldn't be doing it right there though. So I guess we can just undo that. Set true, and we do it another one. Function GUI colon disable button. Alrighty, yep, that should be pretty good. Player GUI dot game dot title visible is false. Yep, and if we just try this out, cam is not nil. If we do this, nothing's gonna happen. See how nothing's going to absolutely happen. Even I'm absolutely clicking right now, like y'all can actually see it. Nothing is happening, which that's kind of annoying. So inside of GUI, we can, with some scripting, get some cool stuff. So function GUI dot on activated. Also have access to replicated storage. Game colon get service replicated storage. So I'll say like replicated storage dot client remotes dot client dot remote events dot, and then I guess we wanna create a new one, and we wanna call it on activated colon fire server, and right after that we just want to set the what's the false, or aka we want to set GUI colon disable button. More easier than doing 10,000 lines, isn't it? So now once we say, I mean, I guess yeah, player GUI dot game UI dot attack dot mouse button one click, because active can mean anytime, colon connect that to GUI dot on activated. Now what we'll do here is that inside of fighting we have to receive this remote event, aka the server, and yeah, so we'll say replicated storage dot client remotes dot remote events dot on activated dot on server event. My bad. Shit, I've been coughing a lot. That's whatever. Colon connect that to fighting dot attack. Colon connect that to fighting dot player attack. We need the player and the enemy, so that's what we gotta send through. But as the player, well, technically we already have the player from the remote event, but there's something else we need to send in, and that's other ones. So we have to connect it to a function because we have to do some other stuff. Let's like get the player in there. Oh, hi, what's up? I know there's a new viewer right now, so like, what's up? Fighting dot player attack. we want to send a player through, and now we need the enemy model. So normally trigger fight. Then I guess we only want to say set a fight stable inside of here. On the trigger fight, you want to go on and return like the how do you all right? I guess we have to do something because we have to send in the model, so it's really gonna be something we need. I mean, I guess we can just go and say a return inside of here. Now, obviously, we don't want to exit out of the function. We want to return something, and that something is the enemy itself. So, but how do I do that? Like, how would I ever return that? Well, yeah. So now we need to return the enemy. So then once we have it here, we can absolutely set it everywhere. So like, so we want to return like something, not the player now, but we need to set the I can't find it out. I mean, I guess instantly there's one rig for now. We can just want to do absolutely nothing about it, but eventually I'll have to find that out. Workspace.rig. That's the enemy model. I guess it works for now. And that should be good to go. And go here. We attack. Load animation of table. Yep, obviously we had to screw that one up. Load animation of table. Huh. Yep. Since we kind of deleted the animations function, call missing method load animation of table animations. Well, the animation is supposed to like do something, but let's see. Or a character, a humanoid. The punch, which is already defined here, but if we need to redefine it, so be it. So, punch, player, that character, that humanoid, so load animation of table. So something is wrong about this. I guess we don't need to do all of this. Let's say local animation track equals to animation. Then I guess we're gonna say humanoid colon find first child animator colon load animation and find first child of class, I guess. And we're gonna say local animation equals to this, and I guess we want to return this animation. Well, that's perfect. Now normally it should work. I don't know. Alright, let's hope it does, but yep. How was I doing that before? Animations. Script out parent animations. I mean, it should work. Oh, I see why. We're expecting that's in animations as in this, but animations folder. I think it's what's happening here. Not sure. Let's try. Yep, okay, no, it's not that. Yep, okay, so, there's clearly something about the animations module itself. That's what I can tell. Oh. Oh yeah, no wonder it's breaking. We're asking to do that on the server. Oh no. It's still player, so. Should be good though. I don't know what's going on. Animations. What can I do here? Let's just call animations or something. Not like that's gonna fix everything, but I guess we don't even need all if run service colon is clients, because at this point we're literally using a function inside the server, and we don't need all the extra security right now. I guess it shouldn't be as harsher as this. Alright, let's retry. Let's go! We got it to work. Let's go. Let's go, we got it to work. This is a W moment. Then we want to say print animation ended, and we want to go and say enemy dot humanoid colon take damage 10. There we go. And I guess inside of the enemy attacking, we can go and say the same thing, but instead as the player dot character dot humanoid colon take damage. How about we make some moving into this now? So instead of directly calling this, say player dot character dot humanoid colon move to, and then we'll say like enemy dot primary part dot position minus vector 3 dot now of 300, and then once we say player dot character dot humanoid dot move to finished colon wait. I also just wanna play the animation, but there's still a problem with this. After this, they obviously have to move back, and we don't want this to trigger every single time. So, I mean, technically it's just a wait. It shouldn't be that brutal. And so then we wanna, I guess we can say this. Copy it. Call move to, and this time it's going to be the workspace dot tp parts dot position. There you go. Shouldn't be that bad. And normally we pass the next player to, not the next turn to him, the enemy. I hope it works. Okay. Oh. Oh, damn. Alright, so we got him to take the damage. If we attack again. Oh, yeah, I understand why. We don't have a D-bounce, and that's gonna be really annoying. D-bounce equals false. So instead over here, what we want to do, right, where's the, yep. Then we want to say trigger fight, D-bounce equals false, and we want to check if D-bounce equals true, then return end, and instead of here, we're just going to set it to true. Nothing too magical to say the least. So now we have this. Oh, okay. Ah. Oh, wow. Okay, well, then print already in a fight, return end. So, alright, so and that technically doesn't even teleport us. I guess we can just go and set debounce at the very end. Oh, okay, so that's cool, I guess. I guess the debounce is not working, to say the least. Let's see, because even if we do this, it doesn't modify because we're already getting blocked the second we tag him. So, how do we do this? I don't have the answer to that. I mean, maybe I do, but I just gotta find it out. Alrighty. I'm getting tired. Because without a D-bounce, there's nothing. But yeah, no, that's actually kind of weird. I guess technically we can make a value inside of the NPC. So like inside of the rig. Finally we're using properties. That was a long while. We add in a new we add an attribute of is fighting set as to a boolean. It's always going to be false. And then we want to go and say workspace.rig get attribute. So I guess then we can just go and create the attribute. Get attribute is fighting, then return end. And so I guess we have to delete this, and then, and inside of here we have to say workspace.rig set attribute is fighting with a value of true. There you go. Not only that should work, then print rig is already enemy is already fighting somebody. So then we want to say if enemy get attribute is fighting, then return end. And so we're just making a check. Is there an attribute that is fighting, aka in French attribut, out of here? And basically what it's just gonna do is gonna say is fighting, and it's just gonna set in whatever. Well, then we want to continue through the loop. So we don't want to like have another iteration of. Yep, alrighty. So now if we check this guy, yep, he's already fighting someone. That's a real shame, isn't it? Yep, okay, so he's already fighting someone. That's great. Okay, so as our functions are firing very early on. Pretty shocked about that. Because we don't want the thing to fire off instantly. We want to be setting it to like and like I don't know. Time we can just go ahead and set like a table, but that's just useless. So like inside of here, yep. So once we're triggering the fight and we fire this to the client, this no, because there's always something wrong right now. The untriggered fire client, but that's whatever. Let's intentionally delete this one. On enemy death. Because before we're getting the player from here, but now we can't even get it because it's a dead humanoid. So I guess something's definitely wrong with this, but this will technically print died. Just a sad smiley face for now. Okay, so something's definitely wrong because well, there's no attributes, so something is definitely wrong. Actually, let's try something. If workspace.rig : now actually let's print a toString, obviously. Workspace.rig get attribute is fighting nil. Okay, and there you go. That's now what happens if we attack him? Yep, see, we're just gonna get teleported again. So the best way to do this is, well, after we have the print, like once we trigger the fight, like once we actually trigger the fight with another base part, well, then we can connect this to a function at this point, because like, come on. BPHB, let's say fighting dot trigger fight with the base part and all of that. And then I guess we can just, never mind. Then we can say enemy colon set attribute is fighting true. So normally this should be good. I'm not sure though, but nil, alright. Alrighty, so I definitely know what's going on. Something. There's definitely something with the NPC. Like I can 100% tell you. I can 100% tell you right now. I can 100% tell you. So, so hold up. What if we set the value of that is fighting, not to this, but to the bp.name. Right, yep. Oui, d'accord. And well, I'm gonna have to go, but then technically we could just go on and say, then we'd print. I don't know, like, workspace.rig colon get attribute is fighting. Now so let's turn this into a toString because I was probably gonna contest name with nil. Huh. Alrighty, so I guess this is gonna be it for today, y'all. Hope you guys actually enjoyed the live stream. Hope to be seeing you on the next one, and bye.